Hey guys, I'm Tonya Cryer. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to my Mastermind Beauty Pro film training online course. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what it is to become a film and TV hairstylist. And I'm going to start actually with some period hairstyling because that is very popular right now, and that's what you need to know if you want to work behind the scenes of film and TV. On my table setup here, the first thing we're going to do when we get a job is we're going to read the script. The script has everything in here in regards to what the story is about. I have my continuity pictures in here because this has already been done. Continuity is extremely important. And in the back of here, I have my tabs that I made, my color tabs, which break down the script by scene, day, and night. So because this happens to be period, I have a lot of research I need to do. So therefore, this is 1940s that I'm going to be doing. And most of these books are 1940s through 50s through 60s, and they are great reference guides. Safety and sanitation is so important. Now, I keep this bottle of alcohol on my station because every time I'm using a comb, an implement or something, I'm spraying it with alcohol for sanitation. Okay? This way, this is 99% alcohol to kill all germs. It is labeled. Make sure you have everything labeled. Please, it looks just like water. Labels are very important. Sanitation for your tools is extremely important, especially, in our business. We're working with a lot of people, a lot of things are going on, so we want to make sure we stay sanitized. The alcohol is one way to stay sanitized. The Sanex strips being used with the capes. It's not just for barbers anymore. The Sanex strips, you put a Sanex strip around somebody's neck before you place a cape on them. Always. Okay? And you want to make sure you use your sanitary products. We have Jayo, which is a lavender with alcohol mix that you use and it kills bacteria. You always want to keep those things with you because you always want to keep your hands and all your implements clean. That's extremely important. Another thing I want you to know about safety and sanitation is for yourself. Please do not come to work with shoes that are open-toed because there are a lot of cords and wires and you could easily trip. Which is why when you go to set, you see most people with flat rubber-soled shoes. Flat rubber-soled shoes because rubber soles don't make noise when you're walking across the set. Have you ever been on a set and you hear something clunking like boots? So that's why you wear rubber-soled shoes, so that we can keep the quiet on the set. Okay. Another thing I want you to know about what you bring to set when you come to work. You have to have your set bag. You may have a larger bag, and then you may have a smaller bag. One that you will use when you're touching up actors on set, and the other one just for you to carry your things to the trailer. Two different things, okay? Also, when you come to set, don't have a lot of things with you. You don't need a lot. Always ask what you're going to be doing before you come, so that way you know what you're going to be doing and you can be prepared. You just need a couple of combs, a couple of brushes, some hairspray, some pomade, a couple curling irons or a curler and a flat iron, and that's pretty much it. Again, you might need a couple more irons or a smaller iron, your hairpins, maybe a tool like this, which is actually a wristband that metal sticks to. So for clips, for hairpins, making waves and things like that. You know what I mean? So there's so many different tools of the trade that you can use that will help you do a better job on set. Because again, everything is all about time management. Time management is key on set. And efficiency. We are preserving the hairstyles, less is more. So one thing that you need to know, when you go to set, you're going to be working pretty much for probably a good 8 to maybe 12 hours, sometimes even more. And a lot of times there's nowhere for you to sit. So you bring your own chair. You bring your own set chair so that you have somewhere to sit comfortably. And it's not for you just to sit there all day. It's for you to sit in between while you're working. So you're supposed to be working after you do the look. When you go to set, you're supposed to cover set. Cover set means covering the styles that you did, making sure they don't fall apart, because a lot of times they do. If you're not actually covering set, you're not going to see that, and then that's when the mishaps happen and things look a little messed up. So I want you to remember, when you go to set, don't be on your phone. Actually be there to cover set. Watch set. They say go watch set. That's what that means. Watch set. Take your set bag with you. Do your last looks, final touches, which are things that have to be done before the actor gets in front of the camera. Okay? Last looks, final touches. That means make sure they look good before the camera starts rolling. Because once the camera starts rolling, done deal. If it's a bad shot, you're gonna have to cut it and do it over again. Again, time is money. You want to save time, and you never want it to be your fault. So do your job, and you don't have anything to worry about. Based on what I'm doing in regards to the period, it's going to tell me what size iron I need. So if you notice, I have several different sizes, and that's because it's based on the length of hair, the type of curl that I'm going to do, based on the style. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to do a wave, I'm going to use a smaller iron. And those periods, a lot of wave styles were being done because they would set the hair with rollers, like what we have right here, tight on base, dime size, C iron, which is what this is right here. And most of these irons are pretty much the same as that, okay? If you don't have an iron like this, which a lot of times most people don't, it's vintage, plus it gets kind of hot. The iron like that goes with a stove like this. And nowadays, we have these. We have these electric irons, so this is what you're going to use instead of that, unless it's requested and you're working on African American hair, okay? Because sometimes that is better when you're working with textured hair. I also have on this table some rollers, because if I'm doing straighter hair, then I want to add some volume, because the styles in those days had volume and texture. So these are my hot rollers that I plug in. They take about 10 minutes, they heat up, and I use those to set my lady's hair and put her to the side and let her set, and when she's done, then I will comb her out. I also have my blow dryer, because when I'm doing styles that require volume, I like to put a little bit of heat to it, because that makes sure that the style sets in once you apply the spray. Okay, so this right here, guys, is what we call our look board, okay? This board is created so that you can have a reference, just in case you didn't get a chance to do your homework. When we hire you, if you are hired to work for a period, to do some period hairstyling, you need to have a reference. So just in case you didn't look, we create this board for you. This board consists of 1950s hairstyles, because that's what the script was based on. So the look that I'm going to be doing for you is in between these two, the short and the long. 1954, they're actually both 1954, but one is short and one is long. Okay, so this is an amazing book. I've been looking through it, doing research, and basically it starts by telling you, you want to choose your hairstyles based on the shape of the person's face. Facial structures make a big difference, whether it's square, whether it's round, whether it's heart shape, diamond shape, it makes a big difference. So as you can see, these diagrams show you what looks best on what particular type of facial structure. Also, this period hairstyling book gives you the whole way to set the hairstyle, okay? It gives you the setup of the pin curls. Right here, I don't know if you can see that, but you get the setup of the pin curls, and this is basically, the styles are very similar. The curls started getting looser as the style, as the time went on. the curls got softer. But these are some of the looks that I'm going to be showing you, okay? These looks can be achieved by back combing the hair, teasing the hair, and rolling setting, or you can use a something you put inside, like a cushion or something, which I'll show you that too. Okay, so again, research. Very, 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 very important. So the same thing I did on that side, I'm going to do on this side. And basically, the style is already in there. She's pretty much done. I would give her a little bit of spray and send her on her way and say, oh, you are good. I'm not worried about this hairstyle falling because it was set and it was set in the perfect style, so it just does what it's supposed to do. I maybe give her a little bit of hairspray. I don't really like hairspray a whole lot because I don't want it to stiffen up my style. And she's good to go. All right. 1950s, 1940s. It's just that period. So hey guys, I hope you enjoyed what I just showed you in this video on period hairstyling. I showed you how to section the hair so that you can create the style that's just going to go right into the look. Because the way that you set the foundation is you set the curls the way that you want your comb out to be. I actually showed you this was set on wire rollers, which give a lot more volume and body, as you can see. Okay, this is a softer, looser texture, more layered for 50s, 60s. More 50s, well actually more 60s because of the color. This particular style was actually 1940s, and we took it from the 40s into the 50s and the 60s and ended up with a victory roll on the bottom, which is actually a little piece of crepe wool wrapped around a little roll donut. And actually in front of her, I didn't get a chance to use these, but these are actually pieces that we would add if you're trying to change the style up. This one in particular, it's a good color for her. If I wanted to do a ponytail, add some type of volume, if I had time, I would play with this. And then this piece right here is a very nice, beautiful piece of textured fall, which can be used for so many things. I love the texture on it. You can set it, it takes great heat, you can color it, do so many things with it. This could even be a period hairstyle for a little girl. If you have a little girl comes in with braids, they have the braids back then, individuals, you can pop this on her. And this one right here, I just love textured hair. And to transform this into a quick period do, all I would do is give her some rolls. I would take this texture, pin it back, just what I'm doing right now. Use my big pins, and tuck it right on in. And before you know it, her hairstyle has become period. See, simple things like that, because basically it's all about the shape. Simple things, okay? And if you're working with, you get hired on something and you're working with a lot of background, most of the time, they're gonna be a silhouette. So you don't have to work really, really hard to do something that's so intricate that nobody can go behind you and create it. You want something that can be easily duplicated. So, you know, it's just pulled back. It's simple. Now, of course you want it to, you know, look good on her. You're gonna base it on whatever her facial features are. If she looks good with her hair like this, you're gonna give her a bun in the back. You can do many things. Okay, so this is basically just to show you, just use your imagination. When you're working, you know, you can look at the person's facial structure, the jawline, the forehead, you know, you're gonna see, you wanna hide some imperfections, you know, and you wanna enhance the beauty. So we're hairstylists, we're beauty professionals, and this is what we do. This is our job. And so if you do your research and you stay on top of it, you will reach elite status. And like I said before, you will reach elite status if you do what I'm showing you how to do. Remember, set etiquette is extremely important. Set etiquette, trailer etiquette, being in the right place at the right time, all of those things. Now, if you need more intensive training, you can get that, and we are definitely offering that. And in the future classes, we will be discussing with you the more intensive things that you can learn how to do to really, really, really make you reach elite status. So in the meantime, learn all you can. Study, research, get a mentor. Hey, I can be your mentor. I have friends who can be your mentor. Join the class, get in the course. Jump on right now while it's hot. Just get in there so we can teach you everything that we know. Okay? And again, I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you for tuning in.